A surprise train journey. Daniel had always enjoyed traveling, but he had never taken a long train journey alone before. When his aunt invited him to spend a week with her in another city during his summer vacation, he decided that traveling by train would be a great adventure. On the morning of the trip, Daniel woke up earlier than usual because he was too excited to sleep. He packed his backpack carefully, making sure he had everything he needed. He brought some clothes, a water bottle, a notebook, headphones, and his favorite novel. His mother also prepared a small lunch for him, including sandwiches, fruit, and cookies. His parents drove him to the train station. The station was much busier than Daniel had expected. Travelers were pulling heavy suitcases, children were running around excitedly, and announcements echoed through the large building every few minutes. After checking his ticket, Daniel found the correct platform and waited patiently. When the train finally arrived, he quickly found his seat next to the window. He loved watching the scenery while traveling. As the train left the station, the city slowly disappeared behind them. Soon, green fields, rivers, forests, and small villages replaced the tall buildings. Daniel spent nearly an hour looking out the window, amazed by how beautiful the countryside looked. A few minutes later, an elderly man sat down beside him. The man smiled kindly and introduced himself as Mr. Thompson. He was traveling to visit his grandchildren. At first, Daniel felt a little shy, but Mr. Thompson was friendly and easy to talk to. During the journey, they discussed many different topics, including books, sports, travel, and school. Mr. Thompson told Daniel interesting stories about traveling across Europe when he was younger. Daniel realized that he could learn a lot simply by listening to other people's experiences. About halfway through the trip, the train suddenly stopped in the middle of nowhere. The passengers looked around with confused expressions. After several minutes, the train conductor announced that there was a technical problem with another train further down the track. Everyone would need to wait until the railway was clear again. Although many passengers became impatient, Mr. Thompson remained calm. He smiled and said, "Sometimes unexpected delays become the most memorable parts of a journey." Daniel thought about those words. Instead of feeling frustrated, he decided to enjoy the extra time. He continued reading his novel, wrote a few pages in his notebook, and even watched birds flying over the nearby fields. About 45 minutes later, the train finally started moving again. Everyone seemed relieved, and the passengers applauded when the conductor announced that the journey could continue safely. As they approached Daniel's destination, Mr. Thompson wished him good luck and reminded him never to stop exploring new places. Daniel thanked him for the wonderful conversation and promised that he would remember their meeting. When the train arrived, Daniel's aunt was waiting for him at the station with a big smile. She was happy to see how confident he looked after completing his first solo train journey. That evening, Daniel realized that traveling was not only about reaching a destination. It was also about meeting new people, learning unexpected lessons, and discovering that even small adventures could create unforgettable memories. From that day on, Daniel was no longer afraid of traveling alone. In fact, he began looking forward to his next adventure.